Good morning, everyone. Last week I had an unusual experience. My car broke down, I ran out of gas, and a wonderful police officer offered to drive me to the local gas station to get some gas. And I had to sit in the back of a police car. And you sit there, there's a cage with glass, and you think about what it must feel like for someone who's being taken away in a police car. But as I looked through the gated, barred window of the officer, on his rearview mirror, he had a medallion that was hanging, and it had a picture of a beautiful scenery of mountains and valleys with beautiful pathways in between it. And it said 3 words: find your path. And I thought about a convict, someone being taken off to prison, not sitting as comfortably as I was in the back of the car, but maybe with handcuffs on behind his back. And he sees these 3 words on the way to jail: find your path. What a beautiful message. This week's Torah portion begins with the words, see, I place before you a blessing and a curse, good and evil, life and death, and you shall choose life. The Torah tells us there are 2 paths in life, and every one of us has a choice. And God encourages us to take the path that will lead to a life of happiness and fulfillment and purpose and meaning and connection to God through the Torah and the mitzvot. But our rabbis point out that the first word of the verse is singular, re'eh. But then it switches to lifnechem, plural, see in the singular, speaking to one individual, that I've placed before you in the plural. The syntax of the verse isn't grammatically correct. And the rabbis answer 2 beautiful answers. The first answer is that what the Torah is saying is, yes, you have to make the right choices in life, but you should know it's not just you who's going to be affected by your proper choices. Everyone around you, your family, your friends, your community, will all benefit from the good choices you make. Another answer is that you shall see not just your own path in life and secure it by making the right choices, but think about lifnechem, others around you. If you have been blessed to be put on the right path in life, don't just be satisfied that you're on the proper path. Look around you and see there may be others at the fork of a road trying to decide which way to go, and try to be a source of encouragement to them to find the right path in life. But perhaps there's one more message, and that is the word re'eh itself. Usually we say Shema, hear, O Israel. Here it says re'eh, see. Why does it emphasize seeing? And I heard a beautiful, beautiful quote. And it said, imagine if you were told that tomorrow morning you're only going to wake up with those blessings in your life that you thanked God for today. Imagine how all day long you would be thinking of every single blessing in your life and thanking God for it from morning to night, to make sure you wake up with all of those blessings today. The Torah says, Re'eh anosi anochi nosim lefnechem hayom bracha. When it comes to your blessings, we overlook many blessings that we have. We take them for granted. The Torah says, Re'eh, see, take a long, hard look at your life, and you'll acknowledge and recognize so many more blessings in your life than you even realized and thought that you had. And therefore, acknowledge the blessings, increase and multiply the blessings by continuing to make good choices and helping others, knowing that your good choices will impact others, and you will have an influence on others to make the right choice. I remember when I started off as a rabbi close to over 30 years ago, I was called by an organization called Aleph if I could visit a local prison. And the prison I was being sent to visit was for the holiday of Purim, to bring the celebration of Purim to the inmates. And I was told that this was a prison where it's maximum security. Everyone there is 25 years to life. They either murdered someone or raped someone or did something really horrific. Well, I went there, of course. They're Jews. It's Purim. Let's celebrate. So I went. We gathered around 20 inmates, all men, in the prison room. We read the Megillah. We celebrated. We danced. We sang. We ate some hamantashen. We couldn't bring wine. I couldn't bring wine, so I brought grape juice, following the rules of the prison. At the end of the gathering, I was saying goodbye to the different inmates, and one fellow about my age in his late 20s comes up to me. And he says, Rabbi, thank you so much for coming. It's what I look forward to. And he says, you're the only one who visits me here in prison, meaning the rabbis who visit for the holidays. I felt really bad for him, young 20-something-year-old man. I said, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that we're here. I said, well, what about your father? Does your father visit you? And he said to me, Rabbi, my mother got pregnant with me when she was a teenager. I never met my father. By the time my mother gave birth to me, my father was gone. I swallowed hard and I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What about your mom? Does she visit you? And he said, well, my mom, she used to visit me in the beginning, but it's been years since I've seen her here. She hasn't visited. She stopped writing to me. You see, my mom has her own problems. She's an alcoholic. She's in and out of rehab. And I remember thinking to myself, am I any better than this person, or am I just a lot luckier? If this young man would have grown up in a loving home with wonderful parents and siblings and grandparents and a good education and an upbringing and a community and a synagogue and Torah and Jewish education, he most probably would have turned out to be a wonderful human being, most likely. And God forbid, if I was born under his terrible circumstances, who knows how I would have turned out. And I remember driving home from the prison thinking, how grateful, how lucky, how blessed I am. I'm no better than anyone else. I'm just more blessed. And therefore the Torah says, Re'eh Anochi, see all the blessings I've given you. And therefore take those blessings and use them to be a force of good, lifnechem, to spread it out, to help others who may not be as fortunate. Have a wonderful day.